Hello, it's Susan with Fed Up Over 50. If you're new here, welcome. Thought I'd do something a little different, a little walk and talk for a change. One thing I've noticed about this weight loss journey I'm on this time is that it seems like it's an archaeological dig. And I know in a past video I talked about making peace with my past, and for the most part I have. But I'm getting all these, I guess I'm trying to understand how I developed such disordered eating and also why I have such a distorted body image. So I started looking back at pictures. Now, in my intro video, I talked about how my first diet was at the age of 12, and I wanted to lose 5 pounds because for some reason I thought that would miraculously change my existence. So I found some pictures of me at 12, thinking I was a fat girl, thinking I was a little chubby, thinking I needed to lose weight. And this is 12 years old. I don't see a fat kid. I don't see a chubby kid. I see a normal-sized person. Yet already at 12, my perception of my body was distorted. So move on. Just to cut this short, 18 years old, again, already dieting, already concerned about my body and not loving it and thinking I needed to change everything about it. My thighs were too big, my belly was too big, my arms are too big, too big, too big, too big. Here I am at 18. I don't see a fat girl. I don't see an overweight girl. I don't even see anything that needs to be changed about that girl. But of course, I'm looking at it through almost 59-year-old eyes and a lot of living since then. But yeah, that's at the trajectory. And diet after diet, you know, you crash diet, you lose a couple pounds, you go off the diet, gain a few pounds on top of what you lost, and the cycle continues, you know, lather, rinse, repeat, as they say. So fast forward, lots of dieting. I became the thing I was so afraid of. I actually became obese, fat, and struggled with it from then on. So here's a picture of me at my absolute highest weight, 242.2. That was 10 years ago. And I remember that particular time there was a lot of stress. There was family drama, financial drama, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I was definitely eating my feelings and feeling pretty miserable. And I'm not sure why I thought that shirt was a good choice. Kind of looked like the Amazon rainforest. Not a good look. But it is what it is. So after that, I did, you know, get my poop in a group, as you'd say, and worked really hard. And of course, Weight Watchers, but I go back to Weight Watchers. And I was successful. I lost a good amount of weight. And I was really close to Wonderland. I had gotten down to, I think it was around 201. I mean, close. And I guess the uncomfortable feelings came back. Not sure, but I got triggered, gained it all back. And another time, I hadn't gone all the way back up to 242, but I was in the 230s, I think 236. Again, did everything I needed to do, worked hard, and I got to Wonderland. I was down to, I believe, around 194. And then I moved, things changed, and I held on to that weight for, I think it was over a year. So I was doing really good at maintaining. And so it started slowly creeping up. But at the time I was running and exercising, so I think that's why, you know, I stayed pretty stable. I wasn't losing more weight, but I wasn't gaining it either, which was a good thing. And then I came across this picture from 2023. And check back my records because, you know, I have all those weights from years and years ago. And I thought maybe I was still in the 190s in that particular shot based on how my body looked. Because I'm like, well, it's pretty good. And it was actually, to my surprise, 205. But again, I was running, I was exercising with weights. So back to perception. You know, that 205 isn't that far away now. And I think I looked pretty darn good in that picture. I mean, my legs looked, you know, toned, and I had a little pop in my tricep. My belly wasn't so bad. So I'm just going to take this a couple pounds at a time, focus on that. Instead of worrying about trying to get to that big end goal right now, you know, back to 205, I'm going to keep moving, keep doing my resistance training, and just stay the course and be happy that at this age I still can get out and move and walk and do all kinds of things and enjoy my life and put the past to rest. Because I don't have to think like that 12-year-old girl anymore. So that's all I got to say for today. But hey, if you're liking this content, please feel free to comment, hit the like button, share, and hit the notification bell so you can be updated whenever I have a new video. I think I'm going to be doing more of these kind of walk and talks. I get these little subjects that run through my head, and I just want to kind of talk them out. And I'm so glad you're along for the journey. So until next time, bye-bye. A little side note here, because I don't think I actually hit my point while I was trying to walk, not trip over my feet, and film. I got the beautiful Church of the Cross behind me here. But getting back to perceptions. Your perceptions clearly inform your decision making and your habits. And, you know, the perception of a 12-year-old thinking they were too big informed them that they needed to lose weight, be smaller. The perceptions I had as an 18-year-old, that I was too big. And it's funny because I was too big, and this time too, at 18, I also did not want any male attention. Was uncomfortable with that, mainly because I had two types. Kids in school saying I was ugly, I was fat, all those nasty things, they bark at you. And then older men being completely inappropriate. So that started tacking on in my, I would say from the age of 15 on up. So my perceptions informed me that I was unacceptable as is, which led me to, well, it's my weight. If I lost weight, somehow magically all my problems would go away. And then what did I do? Start dieting. And then you can't maintain that for long because you always do crazy stuff. And then you start binge eating again, pack on the weight, plus a few, and that vicious circle just keeps going and going. So at this point in my life, my perception is I just want to be healthy. I want to be fit. I don't care about looking good in a bikini or having a six-pack or having thigh gaps because, you know what, I'm never going to have a thigh gap. It's not how I'm built. I just want to be healthy. I want to have some peace of mind. I want to be independent as I get older. I want to be strong. I want to have endurance. So the perception I have now of what I want to move towards is informing my choices. I'm sorry, my allergies are kicking in. It's beautiful here, but oof. It's informing my choices to continue choosing better food, nourishing food, food that actually feeds my body. And then I get to enjoy stuff here and there, my favorite things. Nothing wrong with that. Exercise, but not to insanity and pain. And now looking back at that picture from 2023, I'm like, I'm rethinking the running thing because I was loving it then. And I don't know, I tripped myself up. So it's going to be important. Even my perception of Weight Watchers has changed. And I think that's because I used to try and game the system with the points. And like I said, from my previous video how if I had a high points day, I would not even track it. I didn't want to deal with it. And now I do. I'm looking at it honestly. And moving forward, I'd like to get to the point where the only things I actually track are the foods with points in it and not even bother with everything else, the 0 points food. I'm not going there yet until I'm past month 3 and 4, because I know in those months, that's when I blow it all up. So I'm staying the course, tracking everything for now, at least till I get past month 3 and month 4. So that's my take on changing your perception about your body, how you feel others perceive you, how you perceive yourself, and making better choices based on a more positive perception of yourself. That's all I got for now. Bye-bye.